What if Vader met his younger self through the Force? Let's explore the depths of it in this video. The fortress on Mustafar stands like a monument to darkness against the rivers of molten lava that flow endlessly around its foundations. The air shimmers with heat even through the reinforced walls. Inside the meditation chamber, Darth Vader kneels on the cold obsidian floor, his mechanical breathing the only sound breaking the oppressive silence. The dark side flows through him as it always does, a constant companion these past 2 decades. It fills the spaces where his humanity used to live, cold and familiar and utterly reliable. But tonight something is different. Vader's consciousness, usually so attuned to the ebb and flow of the dark side across the galaxy, catches on something unexpected. A ripple, not in space but in time itself. The Force trembles around him like a plucked string, resonating with frequencies that shouldn't exist. He's felt disturbances before. He's caused many of them himself. But this is unlike anything in his experience. It's not a presence approaching or a threat manifesting. It's an absence. A void opening in the very fabric of reality, a tear in the tapestry of causality itself. Vader rises slowly, his joint servo motors whirring softly. His cape settles around his armored form as he strides from the meditation chamber into the control room. The viewport shows the hellscape of Mustafar in all its terrible beauty. He's lived here for years now, surrounded by the flames that should have killed him. Some might call it penance. Vader calls it a reminder. The pain of this place keeps him sharp, keeps him angry, keeps him powerful. But now even this familiar torture pales beside the strangeness calling to him through the Force. He accesses the fortress computers with a thought, his cybernetic implants interfacing directly with the systems. The disturbance has a source. Coordinates flash across his vision, transmitted through his connection to the dark side itself. Malachor. Of course it would be Malachor. That cursed world has been a nexus of Sith power for millennia, soaked in so much death and dark side energy that reality itself grows thin there. If anywhere in the galaxy could produce such an anomaly, it would be that ancient battlefield. Vader summons his personal shuttle without a word to his subordinates. This is not a matter for stormtroopers or admirals. Whatever waits on Malachor is meant for him alone. The shuttle rises from the fortress landing platform, banking away from the lava flows and ascending through Mustafar's ash-choked atmosphere. Once in orbit, the hyperdrive engages, and the stars stretch into lines as he leaves the outer rim behind. During the journey, Vader meditates on what he might find. Ancient Sith artifacts, perhaps. A holocron left by some long-dead Dark Lord, or possibly nothing at all. Just another phantom in the Force leading him nowhere. But deep down, beneath layers of armor and cybernetics and scar tissue, something whispers that this is important, that what awaits him on Malachor will change everything. He tries to ignore the whisper. Hope is a weakness he thought he'd burned away on that lava bank so many years ago. The shuttle drops out of hyperspace into Malachor's system. The planet looms before him, a dark sphere wreathed in crimson clouds. Lightning storms flash perpetually across its surface, remnants of the ancient superweapon that once devastated this world. As his shuttle descends through the atmosphere, Vader can feel the weight of accumulated atrocities pressing against his mind. Thousands of Jedi and Sith died here in the Great War. Their echoes linger, screaming silently through the Force. The pyramidal Sith temple rises from the barren landscape like a broken fang. Vader has been here before, years ago, searching for holocrons and forbidden knowledge in the Emperor's service. He remembers the whispers in the darkness, the ghosts of ancient Sith testing his resolve. He remembers standing in chambers where rituals of unspeakable horror had been performed, feeling the dark side seep into his bones. But he's never felt anything like this current disturbance. It's stronger now, pulsing from deep within the temple's heart like a second heartbeat overlaying his own mechanical rhythm. The shuttle lands on a plateau of fused glass, the sand melted by some ancient conflagration. Vader descends the ramp, his boots crunching on the crystallized ground. The wind howls around him, carrying ash and the scent of ozone from the eternal lightning storms. He strides toward the temple entrance, a massive archway carved with Sith runes that glow faintly in the perpetual twilight. The symbols speak of power and sacrifice, of the death of the old self and the birth of something darker. How appropriate. Inside, the temple is a labyrinth of obsidian corridors and collapsed chambers. Vader navigates by instinct and the Force, following the pull of the disturbance deeper into the structure. The walls are covered in ancient writing, histories of the Sith written in the blood of their enemies. He passes chambers where skeletons still sit in meditation poses, millennia dead Dark Lords who sought immortality and found only oblivion. The air grows colder as he descends, despite the geothermal heat that should make this place an oven. It's the cold of the void, of non-existence creeping into reality. The force here is not just strong but layered, like looking through multiple panes of distorted glass at once. Vader sees the corridor as it is now, ruined and empty. But overlaid on that image, he sees it as it was 1,000 years ago, pristine and filled with red-robed acolytes. He sees it burning. He sees it rebuilt. He sees it in a dozen different states, all existing simultaneously. Time is becoming fluid here, the barriers between past and present and future breaking down. His mechanical breathing echoes strangely, as if bouncing back from walls that exist in different time frames. Finally, he reaches the heart of the temple. The chamber is vast and circular, its dome ceiling lost in shadows above. Ancient Sith runes cover every surface, pulsing with that same sickly green light he saw outside. But the true focus of the room is the center, where a crystalline structure hovers in midair, rotating slowly. It's roughly the size of a human torso, multifaceted like a kyber crystal but dark, shot through with veins of luminous energy. This is the source. This is the Vergence. Vader has studied enough Sith lore to recognize what he's seeing. A temporal nexus, a point where the barriers between different times grow so thin they might as well not exist. Such things are mentioned in the ancient texts, but never confirmed. The Sith who discovered them either went mad or simply vanished from history, leaving only cryptic warnings behind. Vader approaches carefully, extending his senses through the Force to probe the crystal. The moment his consciousness touches it, the universe explodes. His vision goes pure white, brighter than the surface of a sun. He feels himself being pulled apart and reassembled, his atoms scattered across time and space, and then forced back together in a new configuration. For an instant that might be a second or a century, he ceases to exist. Then reality snaps back into focus, but it's wrong. The chamber is different. The walls are undamaged, the runes glowing steady and bright instead of flickering. The air smells different, cleaner somehow, without the millennia of accumulated dust and decay. And he's not alone. A young man in Jedi robes stands across the chamber from him, hand already moving toward his lightsaber. The Jedi's face is smooth and unmarred, his eyes bright with confidence and the certainty of youth. He can't be more than 22, 23 standard years old. Vader's breathing catches in his mechanical lungs. He knows this face. He's seen it in mirrors and memories and nightmares. He's seen it twisted with rage and grief and hate. The young man is Anakin Skywalker, not as he was but as he is. Physically present, breathing, alive. The Jedi's eyes narrow as he takes in Vader's appearance. The black armor, the cape, the mask. Most of all, the overwhelming dark side presence radiating from every inch of Vader's form. The young Jedi's hand completes its journey to his lightsaber, pulling it free and igniting it in one smooth motion. Blue light fills the chamber, pure and bright. Everything Vader hasn't been in over 2 decades. A dark presence. I felt you from outside the temple. The young Anakin's voice is strong, unbroken by smoke or surgery. State your business, Sith, or prepare to face justice. The words are so young, so naive in their certainty, as if justice were a simple thing, easily dispensed by a lightsaber blade. Vader wants to laugh. He wants to scream. Instead, he reaches down and ignites his own lightsaber, the crimson blade casting everything in blood-red light that wars with the blue. I am here for the same reason you are, young Jedi. The Vergence called to me as it called to you. The young Anakin shifts into a combat stance, Sheehan form, aggressive and powerful. Vader recognizes it immediately because it's the form he perfected, the form he still uses. You speak in riddles, Sith. I'll give you one more chance to explain yourself before I strike you down. Such confidence. Such absolute certainty that he's the hero of this story and his opponent is the villain. Vader remembers feeling that way. It seems like a lifetime ago. It was a lifetime ago. Very well. If you wish to fight, then let us fight. Perhaps that is the only language you will understand. The young Anakin doesn't wait for further invitation. He launches himself forward with a force-enhanced leap, covering the distance between them in a heartbeat. His lightsaber comes down in a powerful overhead strike meant to split Vader's skull. But Vader isn't some separatist general or overconfident Sith acolyte. He's fought Jedi Masters and killed them. He's dueled the Emperor himself in training and survived. This boy, talented as he is, cannot match him. Vader sidesteps the strike with minimal movement, his blade coming up to parry the follow-up slash. Their lightsabers meet with a thunderous crack that echoes through the chamber. The Force Vergence amplifies everything. Each clash of their blades sends shockwaves rippling through the air. Sparks shower down like rain, each one burning with impossible colors. Young Anakin presses his attack, moving with the speed and agility of youth. He flows from strike to strike, his lightsaber a blur of blue light. Overhead slash, side cut, thrust, spinning strike, all delivered with perfect form and overwhelming power. He's using Gemso and Xian interchangeably, mixing aggressive attacks with the occasional defensive sequence. It's textbook Jedi combat, aggressive without being reckless, powerful without sacrificing technique. But Vader has decades of experience his younger self lacks. He's fought in hundreds of battles, dueled dozens of Jedi, hunted survivors across the galaxy. He knows every trick, every feint, every vulnerability in young Anakin's style because they're his own vulnerabilities. He blocks each strike with minimal effort, his blade always in position, his footwork carrying him out of danger before young Anakin can capitalize on any opening. The boy's attacks grow more frustrated, more aggressive. He pours more power into each strike, trying to overwhelm Vader through sheer force. It's a mistake. Aggression without control is just flailing. Vader catches a particularly powerful overhead strike and holds it, their lightsabers locked together. For a moment they stand nose to nose, blue light and red light casting their faces in purple shadows. Vader can see the surprise in young Anakin's eyes. The boy expected to overwhelm him, expected his power to be decisive. He's learning that power alone is not enough. With a twist of his wrist, Vader breaks the lock and spins, his cape whipping around. His boot catches young Anakin in the chest, a Durasteel reinforced kick backed by cybernetic strength. The young Jedi goes flying, tumbling across the floor to crash against the wall. Vader doesn't press his advantage. He stands in the center of the chamber, lightsaber held in a one-handed grip, waiting. Young Anakin groans and pushes himself to his feet. There's blood at the corner of his mouth. He wipes it away and raises his lightsaber again, but there's new wariness in his eyes. He's realized this won't be easy. Good, he's learning. The boy charges again, but this time his approach is more cautious. He probes with quick strikes, testing Vader's defenses, looking for openings. He mixes in force pushes, trying to knock Vader off balance. He even attempts a mind trick, though it slides off Vader's mental shields like water off stone. Vader defends effortlessly, his blade moving in tight, efficient arcs. He's not even using the Force yet, just pure technique. He wants the boy to understand the gap between them. Wants him to feel the frustration of fighting someone who knows every move before it's made, because Vader has been this boy. He's felt this desperation, this need to prove himself. He knows it intimately. Young Anakin leaps high, trying to come down from above where Vader's armor might limit his mobility. But Vader simply extends his free hand and catches the boy in midair with the Force. Young Anakin's eyes widen as invisible pressure wraps around his body, holding him suspended 3 meters off the ground. He struggles, pouring his power into breaking free. The Force roils around them, light side and dark side crashing together like waves. For a moment, it seems like young Anakin might actually break Vader's grip. He's strong, unbelievably strong in the Force, just as the legends say the Chosen One should be. But Vader is stronger. 2 decades of pain and hate and dark side mastery have honed him into a weapon. He tightens his grip, and young Anakin gasps as the pressure increases. Then, with casual contempt, Vader hurls him across the chamber. The young Jedi slams into the far wall with enough force to crack the stone. This time, when young Anakin rises, he's breathing hard. His robes are torn, dust and blood smearing his face. But his eyes are clear, no longer clouded by overconfidence. He keeps his lightsaber raised but doesn't immediately attack. He's learning strategy, adapting to his opponent. It's what makes him dangerous, this ability to grow in the middle of combat. Vader sheaths his lightsaber and the crimson blade disappears. Young Anakin's brow furrows in confusion. You fight well, young one. Your power is impressive, your technique solid. But you are not ready to face me. Not as you are. Why do you hesitate? Young Anakin's voice is wary now. If you wanted to kill me, you could have done it twice over. So what do you want? Vader reaches up to his helmet. The seals hiss as they release, pressure equalizing. He grasps the mask with both hands and lifts it free. His scarred face is revealed in the chamber's dim light. The melted features, the pale dead skin that never sees the sun, the absence of eyebrows and most other hair, burned away in the flames. His eyes, once blue like young Anakin's, now burn yellow with dark side corruption. Young Anakin staggers back as if he's been struck. The lightsaber lowers, hanging almost forgotten in his suddenly nerveless grip. No. The word is barely a whisper.
That's not...
You can't be. Vader's mechanical voice is quieter without the mask to amplify it, but still recognizable. The Force doesn't lie, boy. You feel the truth of it. Our signatures are identical because we are the same. I am Darth Vader, Dark Lord of the Sith. And you are Anakin Skywalker, Jedi Knight of the Republic. We are the same person, separated by time and by choices. The young Jedi's face goes through a rapid series of expressions. Denial, shock, horror, anger, fear. He shakes his head violently. This is some trick, some Sith illusion to break my mind. I would never fall to the dark side. I would never become whatever you are. Vader replaces his helmet, the seals hissing as they lock back into place. His breathing resumes its mechanical rhythm. Once I said those exact words. I believed them with every fiber of my being. I was the chosen one, destined to bring balance to the Force. The greatest Jedi of my generation. The hero with no fear. How could such a man ever fall? But fall I did. And if you wish to understand how, then put away your weapon and listen. Young Anakin's hand trembles, the lightsaber wavering. Every instinct screams at him to attack, to destroy this dark presence before him. But another part, the part that seeks knowledge and understanding, stays his hand. Slowly, very slowly, he deactivates his lightsaber and clips it to his belt. Vader gestures to the floor. Sit. We have much to discuss, and you will want to be seated for this. Young Anakin remains standing for a long moment, defiance in every line of his body. Then, as if his legs can no longer support him, he sinks down cross-legged on the cold stone floor. Vader remains standing, looming over his younger self like a dark monument. The tale begins with fear, as most tragedies do. Tell me, young Anakin, do you love Padme Amidala? The name strikes young Anakin like a physical blow. His face flushes. How do you know about that? That's private. I thought we'd kept it secret, because I loved her too. Because she was everything to me. My hope, my light, the reason I fought to protect the Republic. And it was that love, twisted and corrupted by fear, that led me to this. Vader's breathing fills the silence. I began having visions. Dreams where Padme died in childbirth, our children dying with her. Night after night I watched the only person I'd ever truly loved taken from me. The dreams had the taste of prophecy. The same taste I felt when I dreamed of my mother dying. Young Anakin's face goes pale. Mother. You had visions about Mother too? Yes, and I ignored them, dismissed them as just dreams. When I finally went to Tatooine, I was too late. I found her beaten, dying in a Tusken Raider camp. She died in my arms. Vader's voice is hollow, and I slaughtered them all. Every man, woman, and child in that camp. I waded through them in a rage, cutting them down without mercy. That was my first step toward the dark side, though I didn't recognize it then. Young Anakin's hands clench. I remember finding her. I remember the rage, the need to make them pay. But Padme helped me. The Jedi Code helped me. I came back from that edge, did you? Or did you simply bury the memory, lock it away where you wouldn't have to examine it too closely? The guilt, the shame, the knowledge that you enjoyed it. Vader's words cut like knives. When the visions of Padme started, I couldn't bury them, couldn't ignore them. I was desperate for a way to save her. The Jedi Council had no answers. They would have told me to let go, to accept death as a natural part of life. But she was pregnant with my children. How could I accept their deaths? Young Anakin's voice is barely audible. She's pregnant? In my timeline. The visions come before that, but yes, Luke and Leia, twins strong in the Force. They deserve to live. They deserved a father. Vader's breathing grows harsher. So I turned to the only person who seemed to have answers. Chancellor Palpatine. Young Anakin's head snaps up. The Chancellor? But he's been a friend to me since I was a child. He's always supported me when the Council didn't. He believes in me. That is exactly what he wants you to think. Vader begins to pace, his cape dragging across the stone. Palpatine is no Chancellor. He is Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith, the secret master behind the Clone Wars, playing both sides against each other. Everything, all of it, is his manipulation to destroy the Jedi and seize absolute power. Young Anakin leaps to his feet. That's insane. Chancellor Palpatine is a good man. He's worked tirelessly for peace. Vader stops pacing and turns to face him. Has he? Or has he systematically increased his own emergency powers with each crisis? Has he not extended his term indefinitely, citing the need for stability? Does he not whisper in your ear about the Jedi Council's failures, their weaknesses, their distrust of you? Young Anakin opens his mouth to protest, then closes it. His face shows the war between loyalty and dawning realization. He does do that all the time. He tells me I'm better than them, that I should be on the council, that they fear my power because he's grooming you, separating you from your support system, making you doubt those who truly care for you. It's classic manipulation. Vader's voice softens just slightly. He did the same to me. By the time I realized what he was, it was too late. I'd already made my choice. Young Anakin's voice cracks. What choice? What did he offer you? Knowledge. The dark side of the Force. He told me that the Sith had learned to conquer death, to keep those they loved from dying. He promised me the power to save Padme, and I, desperate and afraid, believed him. I knelt before him and became his apprentice. Darth Vader, learner of Darth Sidious. The chamber falls silent except for Vader's mechanical breathing. Young Anakin sinks back to the floor, his face buried in his hands. When did you realize he was lying? After everything was destroyed. After I'd helped him execute Order 66, the command that turned the clone troopers against their Jedi generals. After I'd marched on the Jedi Temple and slaughtered everyone inside. After I'd gone to Mustafar and murdered the Separatist leaders. After Padme came to me and I force-choked her in my paranoia. After Obi-Wan defeated me and left me burning on the lava bank. After Palpatine rebuilt me in this prison of metal and pain. Only then did I understand that his promises were lies. The power he gave me didn't save her. It killed her. Young Anakin looks up, tears streaming down his face. I killed her? I killed Padme? His voice breaks completely. The woman I love more than life itself. The Jedi healers said she died of a broken heart, that she lost the will to live after seeing what I'd become. Vader's hands clench into fists. I took everything from her. Her husband, her future, her hope. And then I served the man who orchestrated it all for 23 years, believing I had no choice, believing I deserved this suffering, but the younglings. Young Anakin's voice is barely a whisper. You said I killed the younglings, children who trusted me, who looked up to me. How could I do that? How could anyone do that? The dark side consumes everything you are. It takes your love and turns it to obsession. It takes your fear and turns it to hate. It takes your desire to protect and turns it to the need to control. By the time I marched on the temple, I wasn't Anakin Skywalker anymore. I was Darth Vader, and those children were just obstacles to my master's plan. Vader's breathing is ragged now, harsh even by his standards. I remember every face, every scream. It haunts me still. For a long time, neither speaks. The weight of Vader's confession fills the chamber like a physical presence. Young Anakin stares at his hands as if seeing them for the first time. These hands will murder children. These hands will strangle the woman I love. These hands will help destroy everything I've sworn to protect. His voice is hollow. Why show me this? Why bring me here? To warn you? To change the past? I don't know. Vader's voice carries a note of genuine confusion. The Virgins called to both of us across time. Perhaps the Force itself seeks to correct a mistake. Or perhaps it's simply showing us what we need to see. Young Anakin looks up sharply. Can we change it? The timeline, I mean. If I know what's coming, can I prevent it? Vader considers this. It's possible. The Virgins has power over time itself. But even if you return to your own era with this knowledge, will it be enough? Palpatine is a master manipulator. The Council already distrusts you. The war continues to rage. The same pressures that pushed me toward darkness will push you. Knowing the destination doesn't always mean you can avoid the path. Then show me. Young Anakin stands, his jaw set with determination. Show me everything. Show me exactly what happens. Show me every mistake, every choice, every moment of weakness. If I'm going to fight this future, I need to know what I'm fighting. Vader regards his younger self for a long moment. Very well, but be warned, what you see will haunt you. Some truths once learned cannot be unlearned. I don't care, show me. Vader raises his hand, and the Force Virgins responds to his will. The crystal at the chamber's center blazes with light, and suddenly the room is filled with images. Not holograms, but Force visions made manifest, solid enough to touch. Young Anakin finds himself standing on the steps of the Jedi Temple at night. Except it's not the peaceful temple he knows. Clone troopers in white armor march up the steps in perfect formation, their blasters raised. And at their head, leading them, is Vader. Not the cyborg before him, but Vader as he was immediately after his fall. Anakin in black robes with yellow eyes, his lightsaber already stained with Jedi blood. The vision Vader raises his blade and deflects blaster bolts as a few Jedi Masters try to mount a defense. He cuts them down with contemptuous ease. The Jedi were expecting a siege from outside, not betrayal from within. He enters the temple, and young Anakin is forced to watch as his future self moves through the halls like death incarnate. Jedi Knights fall before him. Padawans die trying to defend their masters. And then, in the council chambers, the younglings. They emerge from their hiding places, recognizing him. "Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?" A little Twi'lek girl steps forward, her eyes full of trust. Young Anakin wants to close his eyes, to look away, but the vision holds him transfixed. He watches his future self ignite his lightsaber. He watches the children's faces change from trust to fear to nothing at all. He hears their screams. The vision shifts. Now they stand on Mustafar in the conference room where the separatist leaders have gathered. Newt Gunray, Wat Tambor, Poe Nudo, all the architects of the Clone Wars. They think Vader has come to escort them to safety. Instead, he locks the doors and begins systematically killing them. These leaders, corrupt as they are, beg for mercy. They offer him riches, power, anything he wants. He gives them death. The vision shifts again. Padme's apartment on Coruscant. She's arrived from Mustafar, pregnant and terrified. Obi-Wan emerges from her ship, having stowed away to track Vader down. The confrontation that follows is brutal. Vader, consumed by paranoia, believes Padme has brought Obi-Wan to kill him. She tries to reason with him, tells him they can run away together, that they can still save their marriage. His response is to raise his hand and choke her. Young Anakin watches himself force-choking the woman he loves, watches her collapse unconscious. Then the duel, Vader and Obi-Wan, master and apprentice, fighting across the hellscape of Mustafar's mining facility. Their lightsabers clash again and again, their battle taking them across platforms suspended over rivers of lava. The fight is vicious, personal. They're not just fighting with lightsabers, but with words, each trying to wound the other. "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you," the Obi-Wan in the vision shouts, tears streaming down his face.
"I hate you!"
Vision Vader screams back, yellow eyes blazing. The duel ends as it must. Vader's arrogance leads him to attempt a jump from lower ground, and Obi-Wan's blade takes his legs and remaining human arm in a single strike. Vader falls, rolling to a stop at the edge of the lava river. His body catches fire, and his screams echo across Mustafar. Obi-Wan stands above him, lightsaber deactivated, his face twisted with grief. "You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness." Then he walks away, leaving Vader to burn. Young Anakin falls to his knees, bile rising in his throat. He watches Palpatine arrive, watches him pull Vader's charred body from the lava bank, watches the Emperor transport him to a medical facility. The next vision is the worst yet. The surgical theater where Vader's burned body is reconstructed. Droids work methodically, cutting away dead tissue, installing cybernetic limbs, implanting the apparatus that will keep his ravaged body alive. The pain is beyond imagining. They're working on him while he's conscious, and his screams fill the theater. The helmet is lowered onto his head, the mask sealing with a hiss. His first mechanical breath draws in, and his first word in his new voice is an anguished cry for Padme. "She's dead," the Emperor says, his voice kind but his smile cruel. "In your anger, you killed her." The vision shows Vader's rage exploding outward, shattering equipment, breaking restraints, screaming his denial to an uncaring universe. Then it shows the years that follow. Vader hunting surviving Jedi across the galaxy. Vader executing Imperial officers who fail him. Vader standing at the Emperor's side as world after world falls under their tyranny. Young Anakin sees innocents slaughtered, rebellions crushed, freedom dying. And through it all, Vader endures, a dark engine of destruction wrapped in hate. The visions finally fade. Young Anakin collapses completely, curling in on himself on the cold stone floor. He's sobbing uncontrollably, his body shaking. "I'm a monster. I'm going to become a monster. All those people, all that death. How can I live with this knowledge?" Vader stands over him, his shadow falling across his younger self. "Now you understand. Now you see what the dark side truly offers. Not power to save those you love, but the power to destroy everything you hold dear." Young Anakin looks up at him with red-rimmed eyes. "How do you live with it? How do you go on after everything you've done?" "I don't live, I exist." Vader's voice is flat. "I'm already dead. The man you are died burning on Mustafar. What remains is just anger and regret wrapped in this shell. Every breath is pain. Every moment is torture. And I deserve every second of it. But you don't have to follow this path. You can choose differently. Young Anakin wipes his face, trying to compose himself. The Jedi Council will never believe me about Palpatine. They already think I'm unstable, too emotional. If I come to them with accusations against the Chancellor based on visions, they'll think I've lost my mind. They might even expel me from the Order. Then don't go to the Council. Not yet. Vader begins to pace again. Palpatine's plan works because everyone plays their role. The Jedi react with suspicion. You react with desperation. The clones follow orders. Break any link in that chain, and the whole thing falls apart. But how? I'm one person against a Sith Lord who spent decades positioning himself. What can I possibly do? You can do what I never did. Vader stops pacing and faces him directly. You can trust someone. Tell Obi-Wan about Padme. Tell him about your fears. Let him help you. Don't isolate yourself. That's what Palpatine wants, to cut you off from anyone who might pull you back from the edge. Young Anakin shakes his head. Obi-Wan will be disappointed. He'll think I've betrayed the code. He might even report me to the Council. Do you really believe that? Vader's voice carries a note of something that might be affection. I spent decades hating Obi-Wan for abandoning me on Mustafar, but the truth is he loved me like a brother. He tried to save me even after I'd fallen. Even after I'd helped slaughter the Jedi, he couldn't bring himself to kill me. That's why he left me to burn instead of finishing it. He couldn't strike the killing blow. Young Anakin considers this. You really think he'd help me? Despite the code, despite everything? I know he would. Because even after everything I did, every atrocity I committed, he never stopped trying to find the good in me. That's who Obi-Wan Kenobi is. Trust him. Let him help you. Don't make my mistake of pushing away everyone who cares until Palpatine is the only voice in your head. Young Anakin nods slowly, some of the despair lifting from his face. What about the visions of Padme dying? If I don't turn to the dark side, will she still die? I don't know. Vader's honesty is brutal. The visions might be self-fulfilling prophecy. My fear of losing her led me to do exactly what would kill her. But she might die anyway. That's the terrible truth. You cannot control everything. You cannot save everyone. Some things are simply beyond your power. Then what's the point of any of it? Young Anakin's voice rises. If I'm going to lose her anyway, why not do whatever it takes to try and save her? Because the cost of whatever it takes is everything else. Vader's voice is sharp. You would burn the galaxy to save one person. I did burn the galaxy, and I still lost her. The dark side doesn't grant wishes. It takes your fear and weaponizes it. It makes you its slave while promising you power. You must accept that some things are beyond your control. Accept it, or be destroyed by it. Before young Anakin can respond, a new presence makes itself known in the Force. Both of them turn toward the chamber entrance as footsteps echo in the corridor beyond. The sound is careful, measured, the footsteps of someone who has walked into countless dangerous situations and learned to move with caution. A third person has found the Virgins. A figure in Jedi robes steps into the chamber, lightsaber already ignited and held in the classic Sora Su opening stance. The blue blade casts familiar light across his bearded face, illuminating the concern and confusion warring in his expression. Obi-Wan Kenobi stands in the doorway, taking in the impossible scene before him with the careful assessment of a veteran warrior. His eyes move from young Anakin, clearly alive and unharmed if distressed, to the towering dark figure in black armor standing across from him. The dark side radiates from this being like heat from a furnace, oppressive and overwhelming. Obi-Wan has faced Sith before, has dueled Count Dooku, and survived, but the sheer weight of darkness emanating from this armored figure is something else entirely. It's not just powerful, it's personal. It feels intimately familiar in a way that makes his skin crawl. Anakin. His voice is uncertain, cautious, the voice of a master who has found his Padawan in an incomprehensible situation. I followed your ship here when you disappeared from Coruscant. The council meeting ended and you were gone, your fighter's transponder leading here. I felt through our training bond that you were in danger. His gaze shifts fully to Vader, his lightsaber rising slightly. What is this? What dark sorcery has captured you? Young Anakin stands quickly, his own exhaustion forgotten as he moves between the two Force users. His hands come up in a placating gesture, trying to create space between his master and his future self. Master, wait. You don't understand. This isn't what it looks like. I know how this appears, but you need to hear me out before you do anything. Obi-Wan's lightsaber remains steady, held in the classic Sorosu defensive position that has saved his life countless times. The blade doesn't waver even slightly as he addresses his Padawan. "Step away from him, Anakin. That is a Sith Lord. Can't you feel the darkness radiating from him? It's overwhelming, oppressive. Whatever he's told you, whatever he's shown you, it's a lie meant to corrupt you."
That's what they do.
That's how the dark side works. I can feel it, Master. Young Anakin's voice is pleading, urgent, trying to convey the enormity of what he's learned in the short time since arriving here. I can feel the darkness around him. It's like standing next to a black hole in the Force, but you need to listen to me. This is important. This is about more than just me or him. This is about the fate of the entire galaxy, about the survival of the Jedi Order, about everything we've been fighting for. Vader remains perfectly still, making no threatening moves despite the ignited lightsaber pointed at his chest. His mechanical breathing is the only sound beyond their voices, that distinctive rhythm that somehow sounds both alien and achingly familiar. His hands hang at his sides, empty, non-threatening. He's waiting, letting young Anakin try to explain the inexplicable. "Greetings, Obi-Wan Kenobi." Vader's mechanically distorted voice breaks the tension. "It has been a long time since I've seen you like this. Young, unbroken. Still believing the Jedi can save the galaxy through meditation and diplomacy." Obi-Wan's eyes narrow, his analytical mind working through possibilities. His connection to the Force extends outward, probing carefully at the dark presence before him. "We've never met. I would remember encountering a Sith of your power. Your presence in the Force is unlike anything I've felt before. It's massive, overwhelming, but also strangely familiar in a way I can't quite place. Who are you? What do you want with my Padawan? Oh, but we have met." Vader's voice carries a weight of sadness that penetrates even through the mechanical distortion. "We were brothers once, the closest of friends, master and apprentice fighting side by side through the Clone Wars. You taught me everything I know about combat, about patience, about the Jedi way. You were the best teacher anyone could ask for, even if I was too arrogant to appreciate it at the time. And I repaid your faith, your trust, your love, with betrayal and hate. I tried to kill you, Obi-Wan, and you left me burning on a lava bank on Mustafar, unable to strike the killing blow because some part of you still loved me." Obi-Wan's lightsaber wavers for the first time, dipping slightly as confusion crosses his face. The specificity of the claim, the intimate knowledge in those words, shakes something in him. Impossible. "I have only one Padawan, and he stands between us right now. I've never trained anyone else. Never had a brother in arms who fell to darkness. Unless..." His face pales as realization begins to dawn, as the familiar aspects of that Force presence suddenly click into place. The signature is identical to Anakin's, just corrupted, twisted, magnified by decades of dark side immersion. No, it cannot be. "You can't be suggesting what I think you're suggesting. Shall I prove it?" Vader reaches up slowly, telegraphing his movements so Obi-Wan won't perceive them as threatening. His gloved hands grasp the sides of his helmet. The hiss of releasing pressure fills the chamber, seals disengaging with mechanical precision. He lifts the mask away from his head, revealing the face beneath. The scarred, melted features that were once handsome. The pale, dead skin that never sees sunlight. The absent eyebrows and hair burned away in flames. The eyes, once blue and bright with hope, now yellow with dark side corruption, burning with the accumulated hate of decades. Obi-Wan staggers back as if he's been struck, his lightsaber lowering involuntarily. His free hand comes up to his mouth, horror and grief warring on his face. "Hello, old friend." Vader's unmuffled voice is quieter, raspier, damaged by years of mechanical breathing apparatus. "I wish we could meet under better circumstances. I wish I could stand before you as the man you trained, the brother you loved. Instead, I'm this. A broken thing, more machine than man, kept alive by technology and the dark side and sheer stubbornness." Young Anakin watches his master's reaction with concern. Master Kenobi had always been composed, always in control. To see him shaken like this is deeply unsettling. Obi-Wan's face cycles through denial, shock, horror, grief, and finally a terrible understanding. The resemblance is undeniable despite the extensive damage. The bone structure beneath the scars, the set of the jaw, the way he holds himself. This is Anakin. This is his Padawan, twisted into something monstrous. This is some trick. Obi-Wan's voice is strained, desperate, grasping for rational explanation. A shapeshifter, or a clone, or some Sith illusion designed to break my mind. My Padawan is right here. He's alive and whole and uncorrupted. You're just wearing his face to torment me. It's not a trick, Master. Young Anakin steps toward Obi-Wan, his own face earnest and pleading. I know how insane this sounds. Believe me, I know. But he really is me. From the future. From a dark future where I fall to the dark side and help destroy everything we've sworn to protect. The Force Vergence in this temple somehow brought us together across time. Obi-Wan's eyes lock onto young Anakin's red-bladed lightsaber for the first time, noticing it with alarm. And that Sith weapon? Why do you carry a red lightsaber, Anakin? It's not what you think. Young Anakin looks down at his weapon, still ignited and casting crimson light. This is the Kyber crystal I found on Ilum, remember? It was already corrupted, left behind by some ancient Sith. The Council questioned me about it, suspected it meant I was falling to darkness. But it's just a crystal. It doesn't define who I am. The choices I make define me. And right now, I'm choosing to trust that you'll listen with an open mind and heart. Obi-Wan's lightsaber finally deactivates. He clips it to his belt with shaking hands and moves to a piece of fallen rubble, sitting down heavily as if his legs can no longer support him. His face is ashen, his usual composure shattered. Talk then. Explain this. Make me understand how my Padawan becomes that. His gesture toward Vader is almost angry, pain bleeding through the words. Vader replaces his helmet, the seals hissing as they lock back into place. His breathing resumes its mechanical rhythm, oddly comforting in its regularity. I will tell you, Master, but the tale is long and dark, and hearing it will hurt you. It hurt me to live it, and it hurt young Anakin to see it. Are you certain you want this burden? I need to understand. Obi-Wan's voice is firmer now, the Jedi Master reasserting control over the grieving man. If there's even a chance that what you're saying is true, if my Padawan is in danger of falling to darkness, then I need to know everything. Every detail, every choice, every moment that led you down this path. Only then can I help prevent it. Very well. Vader begins to pace, his cape dragging across the ancient stone. It begins as most tragedies do, with love and fear intertwined. Tell me, Obi-Wan, have you ever suspected that Anakin has formed attachments forbidden by the Code? Obi-Wan glances at young Anakin, who looks away, unable to meet his master's eyes. I've had my suspicions. There have been signs. The way he speaks of Senator Amidala, the distraction I sense in him at times. But I thought if I gave him space, if I trusted him to come to me when he was ready, he would eventually confide in me. That was your mistake. Vader's voice is harsh, but not without sympathy. That was my mistake too, actually. Pride. I thought I could handle everything alone. Young Anakin is married to Padme Amidala. They wed in secret on Naboo after the Battle of Geonosis. He loves her with an intensity that borders on obsession, and when he begins having visions of her dying in childbirth, that love becomes a weapon that Palpatine uses to destroy him. Obi-Wan's eyes widen. Married? Anakin, is this true? Young Anakin nods miserably, unable to speak. Tears stream down his face as he realizes how his secrets have contributed to his fall. And the Chancellor? Obi-Wan's voice hardens. You mentioned Palpatine. What does he have to do with this? Everything. Vader stops pacing and turns to face them both. Chancellor Palpatine is not who he appears to be. His friendly, grandfatherly demeanor is a mask. Beneath it, he is Darth Sidious, Dark Lord of the Sith, the secret master behind the Clone Wars, playing both sides against each other. The Separatists, the Republic, Count Dooku, the entire war is his orchestration, designed to accumulate power and destroy the Jedi Order. Obi-Wan stands abruptly. That's a serious accusation. The Supreme Chancellor of the Republic? A Sith Lord? Do you have proof? I have memories. I have knowledge of his manipulations. I have seen his true face when he dropped the mask. Vader's breathing is harsh. He has been grooming young Anakin since he was a child, positioning himself as the understanding father figure the boy never had. Every conversation, every bit of advice, every moment of seeming kindness has been calculated to separate Anakin from the Jedi, to make him doubt the Council, to isolate him until Palpatine is the only voice he trusts. And when the visions of Padme dying begin, Palpatine offers salvation. He tells Anakin that the Sith have learned to conquer death, to keep those they love from dying. He promises the power to save her if Anakin will only kneel and accept him as master. Obi-Wan looks between them, his analytical mind piecing together the implications. And you believed him? You became his apprentice to save Padme? I did. Vader's voice drops to barely above a whisper. I knelt before him in his office and took the name Darth Vader. And then I helped him execute Order 66. The words hang in the air like a death sentence. What is Order 66? Obi-Wan asks, though part of him doesn't want to know the answer. It's a command code implanted in the clone troopers. Vader's mechanical breathing fills the silence. Inhibitor chips in their brains that override their free will and turn them into assassins. When Palpatine gives the order, every clone in the galaxy simultaneously turns on their Jedi generals and executes them. Millions of trained soldiers suddenly becoming traitors. The Jedi, scattered across the galaxy fighting the war, don't stand a chance. Obi-Wan's face goes white. The entire Grand Army? But they're loyal. Many of them are friends. Cody has fought beside me for years. Rex would never betray Anakin. They won't have a choice. The chips remove their agency. They'll kill you with tears in their eyes, Master. Vader's voice is heavy with remembered grief. And while the clones are executing Jedi across the galaxy, I lead the 501st Legion to the temple. I march up those steps at the head of an army and I slaughter everyone inside. Masters I've trained with, knights I've fought beside, Padawans I've mentored, and younglings. Children who trusted me, who called me Master Skywalker and looked up to me as a hero. Obi-Wan makes a small sound, almost a whimper, quickly suppressed. The image Vader is painting is too horrible to contemplate. His hand unconsciously moves to where young Anakin stands, as if to reassure himself that his Padawan is still there, still uncorrupted. But why? His voice breaks. Why would you do such a thing? What could possibly justify murdering children? Because Palpatine told me it was necessary. Because I believed that securing his power would give me the strength to save Padme. Because the dark side had already consumed me, turned my love into obsession, my fear into hate. Vader turns away, unable to face them. I was drowning in darkness and I couldn't see it. Every choice seemed logical at the time. Every atrocity seemed justified by the end goal. Only afterward, when Padme lay dying, when I realized Palpatine's promises were lies, did I understand what I'd become. Young Anakin speaks up, his voice raw. He showed me everything, Master. The temple, the younglings, Mustafar, everything. I saw myself choke Padme because I was so paranoid I thought she'd betrayed me. I saw you and me fighting on a platform above lava rivers. I saw you cut off my legs and leave me burning. I saw Palpatine rebuild me into that. He gestures at Vader's armored form. And then I saw the years that followed, hunting surviving Jedi and forcing the Emperor's will, crushing rebellions, 23 years of being a monster. Obi-Wan is quiet for a long time, processing everything he's heard. When he finally speaks, his voice is thick with emotion. I failed you. In this dark future, I failed you as a master. I saw you struggling, felt your fear and anger, but I thought giving you space was the right approach. I thought you would come to me when you were ready. Instead, I let you drift until Palpatine was the only one you felt you could turn to. Eventually, Vader's breathing is ragged. My children, Luke and Leia, they inherited my power but Padme's compassion. They became the hope that I could never be. Luke especially. He never gave up on me, never stopped believing there was still good buried beneath the darkness. And in the end, facing the Emperor and watching him torture my son, I finally found the strength to do the right thing. I threw Palpatine down a reactor shaft, killed him, and died from the injuries. The suit's life support couldn't survive the Emperor's lightning. But I died as Anakin Skywalker, redeemed at last. Not a Sith Lord, but a Jedi, a father saving his son. You have children? Obi-Wan's voice carries wonder despite everything else. Twins, Luke and Leia, born minutes after Padme died, on the day the Republic fell. Young Anakin's hand moves unconsciously to his stomach, as if he can feel the connection to children not yet conceived. She's pregnant now. In my timeline, the visions suggest it will happen soon. Vader's voice softens slightly. They're strong in the Force, both of them. They deserved better than to grow up without parents, separated and hidden to keep them safe from the Empire. Luke raised by my step-family on Tatooine, knowing nothing of his heritage. Leia raised as royalty on Alderaan, never knowing her true father until it was almost too late. They deserved what you can give them. A real family, a real childhood, a galaxy not dominated by the Empire. We'll give it to them. Young Anakin's voice is determined. We'll change this future. We'll stop Palpatine, save the Jedi, and give Luke and Leia the life they deserve. But how? Obi-Wan's pragmatic nature reasserts itself. We're talking about exposing and defeating the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic, a Sith Lord powerful enough to orchestrate a galaxy-wide war. We have no proof of any of this. The Council won't believe accusations based on visions and the testimony of a dark side user claiming to be Anakin from the future. They already suspect Anakin is unstable. This will only confirm their worst fears. Then we gather proof. Young Anakin's mind is already working through possibilities. We investigate Palpatine covertly. Look into his past, his associates, his communications. There must be evidence somewhere of his connection to the Separatists, to Count Dooku, to the Sith. We find it and present it to the Council. And in the meantime, you keep me away from him. No more private meetings. No more manipulation sessions. You stay by my side, keep me grounded, help me resist when the visions start. Vader nods approval. Good. You're learning to think strategically rather than emotionally. That's essential. Palpatine's power lies in his patience and planning. To defeat him, you must be equally patient, equally careful. What about the clones? Obi-Wan asks. If they have these inhibitor chips, how do we prevent Order 66? We can't remove chips from millions of soldiers without alerting Palpatine that we know. We start small. Vader's breathing fills the chamber. Test a few clones, ones you trust implicitly. Rex, Cody, the commanders who have served longest with Jedi. If you can prove the chips exist, that's evidence of a conspiracy. From there, you can work with Kaminoan scientists to develop a method to safely remove or deactivate them. But you must be subtle. Palpatine has spies everywhere. One wrong move, one whisper that reaches his ears, and he'll accelerate his timeline. Execute Order 66 immediately, before you're ready. Young Anakin looks at his future self with new understanding. You're helping us, truly helping us prevent this future. But if we succeed, if we change the timeline, what happens to you? I don't know. Vader's voice is quiet. Perhaps I simply cease to exist. A future that never happened. Perhaps I remain as a ghost, a warning from a timeline averted. Perhaps something else entirely. The Force works in mysterious ways, and this Vergence has powers beyond my understanding. But whatever happens to me doesn't matter. What matters is giving you the chance to be better than I was, to save those I couldn't save, to protect what I destroyed. Before they can continue, the Force Vergence suddenly pulses with renewed intensity. The crystalline structure at the chamber's center blazes with light so bright they have to shield their eyes. The temperature drops precipitously, frost forming on the ancient stone walls with audible crackling sounds. Reality itself begins to shimmer and waver, like heat distortion but in reverse. Obi-Wan's hand moves to his lightsaber. What's happening? The Vergence is becoming unstable. Vader's voice carries alarm for the first time. The longer we remain here, the more we interact across temporal boundaries, the more strain we put on the fabric of reality. It's reaching a breaking point. The chamber fills with visions again, but these aren't controlled by Vader. They emanate directly from the Vergence, showing countless branching timelines. Possible futures splitting off from every choice, every decision, every moment of free will. The three men find themselves standing in a maelstrom of causality, watching infinite versions of events play out simultaneously. In one timeline, young Anakin never left Tatooine. Qui-Gon Jinn's ship departed Mos Espa without him, and the boy remained a slave under Watto's ownership. Years pass in the vision. Anakin grows into a skilled pilot and mechanic, but his Force potential remains untrained, raw, undisciplined. When the Clone Wars come to Tatooine, he's just another civilian caught in the crossfire. He dies during a Separatist raid, his potential wasted, his destiny unfulfilled. Without the Chosen One, the Jedi still fall to Order 66. But the Emperor's reign is less secure without Vader as his enforcer. Another timeline shows young Anakin rejecting the Jedi entirely. The Council's refusal to train him as a child leads Qui-Gon to take a different approach. Instead of bringing him to Coruscant, the Jedi Master trains him privately, teaching him to use the Force outside the restrictive confines of the Order. Anakin grows up free, unbound by the Code's prohibitions. He reconnects with Padme years later, and they marry openly, no secrets required. They have Luke and Leia on Naboo, raising them in a peaceful life far from war. But without Anakin's power in the war effort, the Republic loses. The Separatists win, and the galaxy fractures into dozens of warring states. Billions die in the chaos. Anakin and Padme's peaceful life is eventually shattered when the wars reach Naboo. They die defending their children, who escape to become refugees. A third timeline shows Anakin exposing and killing Palpatine early. During the first year of the Clone Wars, he follows his instincts, trusts his feelings about the Chancellor, and strikes before Palpatine can fully implement his plans. The Sith Lord dies. The war ends without its puppet master. and Anakin is hailed as the Jedi's greatest hero. The Council grants him the rank of Master. He and Padme go public with their relationship, and the Jedi Code is reformed to allow attachments. Everything seems perfect, but power corrupts absolutely, and Anakin has killed. He's tasted the dark side in that moment of execution. As years pass, his fear of losing Padme grows into paranoia. He begins using Sith techniques he learned from Palpatine's holocrons, justifying it as necessary to protect what he loves. Within a decade, he's become a dictator even worse than Palpatine ever was, ruling the galaxy through fear and force power. Padme, horrified by what he's become, tries to stop him. He kills her, then descends fully into darkness. Another timeline shows Padme dying anyway. Not from childbirth, but from an assassin's bullet during a Senate session. The shooter was aiming for Palpatine, but hit her instead. Anakin, despite all his power, despite his Force precognition, couldn't prevent it. His grief is absolute, overwhelming, all-consuming. It leads him to the dark side, regardless of Palpatine's manipulation. He tears apart the Senate chamber looking for anyone connected to the assassination. Then he hunts down the assassin's entire organization. Then anyone who might have been sympathetic to them. Then anyone who reminds him of Padme. The Jedi Council tries to stop him, and he cuts through them like paper. Obi-Wan confronts him, begging him to stop, and Anakin kills him too. The timeline ends with Anakin alone on a mountain of corpses, having destroyed everything in his rage, eventually dying hollow and broken, having accomplished nothing but death. Yet another shows the Jedi Order falling to a completely different threat. The Sith Eternal, Palpatine's cloning cult on Exegol, rises earlier without needing to hide behind the Chancellor's facade. They assault Coruscant directly with an armada of Sith Eternal ships, overwhelming the Republic's defenses through sheer numbers. Anakin fights valiantly alongside the other Jedi, cutting through waves of cultists, but there are simply too many. The Jedi Temple falls, the Order is scattered, Anakin dies in the defense, and no new Republic ever rises to challenge the Sith. The galaxy enters a dark age that lasts centuries. The visions cascade faster now, showing dozens, hundreds, thousands of branching possibilities. A timeline where Anakin becomes a gray Jedi, walking between light and dark, teaching others his balanced approach. A timeline where he dies young, killed by Dooku during their first encounter on Geonosis. A timeline where he leaves the Jedi to become a bounty hunter, using his skills for profit rather than ideals. A timeline where he stays loyal, but the Jedi Code reforms too slowly, and he leaves out of frustration, becoming neither Jedi nor Sith, but something in between. A timeline where Padme rejects him, breaking his heart, and he throws himself into the war to forget, eventually dying in a nameless battle on a Forgotten. Through all these visions, one constant emerges, hammered home again and again. There is no perfect solution, no path that leads to unambiguous good for everyone. Every choice creates ripples, positive and negative. Every decision saves some and dooms others. Causality is not a straight line, but a branching tree of infinite complexity. The three men stand in the center of this temporal storm, watching lives birth and die, civilizations rise and fall, all stemming from different choices made by one person. Young Anakin's voice is awed and terrified. How do I choose? How can anyone choose when every path leads to pain? When every decision means someone suffers? When there's no right answer? You choose anyway. Vader's voice cuts through the chaos of visions. That is the burden of free will. That is the responsibility of power. You cannot know all consequences. You cannot predict every ripple. You cannot prevent all suffering or save everyone. But you must choose who you want to be and accept the cost of that choice. The alternative is paralysis, and paralysis in the face of evil is itself a choice, one that leads to the worst outcomes. Young Anakin watches a timeline where he hesitates, where he's paralyzed by indecision, and Palpatine wins by default. And what if I choose wrong? What if I make things worse despite my best intentions? Then you'll have to live with it as I have. But at least you'll have chosen as yourself, not as Palpatine's puppet. At least you'll have tried. That's worth something. Obi-Wan places a hand on young Anakin's shoulder, anchoring him against the temporal maelstrom. You won't be choosing alone this time. That was the real mistake in Vader's timeline. Not any specific decision, but the isolation, the loneliness, the belief that you had to carry everything yourself. This time you'll have support. You'll have people who love you and believe in you. We'll make the choices together. The Vergence suddenly flares with blinding intensity, brighter than a supernova. Energy begins arcing through the chamber, striking the walls and floor with thunderous cracks. Chunks of stone fall from the ceiling. The ancient Sith runes glow so brightly they hurt to look at. The three men are forced to shield their eyes as the temperature continues to drop. Frost spreads across every surface. Their breath comes out in visible clouds. Obi-Wan grabs young Anakin's arm, his voice urgent. "We need to leave this place now. It's tearing itself apart." But Vader steps forward instead of back, moving toward the heart of the maelstrom. His heavy footsteps echo even over the sound of cracking stone and arcing energy. "No, I know what needs to be done now. I understand why the Force brought us together." Young Anakin feels dread coiling in his stomach like a living thing. The Force screams a warning, showing him what's about to happen. "Master Vader, wait! Don't do what I think you're going to do. There has to be another way." "What are you planning?" Obi-Wan's voice is sharp, demanding. Vader reaches the crystalline structure at the chamber's center. Energy swirls around him, dark side power mixing with the temporal energies in a dangerous, unstable cocktail. What I should have done 23 years ago. Make the right choice. He raises both hands, channeling the Force through himself and into the Vergence. The dark side answers his call like a faithful hound, decades of accumulated power flowing through his ruined body. The Jedi Master's lightsaber wavers, but doesn't deactivate. This is some trick. A shapeshifter or a clone. Anakin is right here before me. Young Anakin steps forward. "It's not a trick, Master. He's me, from the future. The Vergence brought us together across time. He's shown me things. Terrible things. Palpatine is a Sith Lord. The Clone Wars are his manipulation. And I'm supposed to fall to the dark side and help him destroy everything." Obi-Wan's face shows his struggle between disbelief and the evidence before him. The Force doesn't lie, and even he can feel the identical signatures of the two Anakins despite the dark side corruption tainting Vader's presence. This cannot be. Obi-Wan's voice is strained. "You're the chosen one. You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, not..." He trails off, unable to finish. Balance came, but not in the way anyone expected. Vader's voice is bitter. "The prophecy was fulfilled through my children years later. But before that, I helped Palpatine slaughter the Jedi. I became the Emperor's enforcer. I hunted our former comrades across the galaxy and killed them, including you." "Wait, what?" Obi-Wan's face shows shock. "I survived our duel on Mustafar. We met again years later. By then you had taken the name Ben Kenobi and lived in hiding on Tatooine, watching over my son Luke. We fought on the Death Star, the Empire's planet-killing battle station. You let me strike you down, becoming one with the Force to guide Luke on his path. The revelations keep hitting Obi-Wan like physical blows. Tatooine, Luke, planet-killing battle station? What kind of dark future have you come from? The worst possible future." Vader's breathing fills the silence. "The one where the Jedi fall, the Republic becomes an empire, and freedom dies across the galaxy. But it's not set in stone. Not yet. The Vergence has given us an opportunity to change things. That's why I've been showing young Anakin what will happen if he follows the path I took." Obi-Wan lowers his lightsaber slightly but doesn't deactivate it. "And what path is that? What leads my Padawan to become this? Fear, love, and the manipulation of a Sith Lord hiding in plain sight." Vader's voice drops to barely above a whisper. "Anakin loves Padme Amidala. He's married to her in secret. When he has visions of her dying in childbirth, he becomes desperate to save her. Chancellor Palpatine, who is actually Darth Sidious, offers him the power to prevent death. In exchange, Anakin becomes his apprentice and helps him destroy the Jedi." Obi-Wan's lightsaber shakes in his hand. He turns to young Anakin. "Is this true, about you and Senator Amidala?" Young Anakin nods miserably. "We married on Naboo after the Battle of Geonosis. I know it's forbidden. I know I should have told you. But I couldn't bear to give her up." "Oh, Anakin." Obi-Wan's voice breaks. "Why didn't you trust me? Why didn't you come to me? I thought you'd make me choose, the Jedi or her, and I couldn't lose her." Young Anakin's own voice is thick with emotion. "She's everything to me. When I have visions of her dying, I don't know what to do. I can't lose her the way I lost my mother." Obi-Wan deactivates his lightsaber and clips it to his belt. He steps forward and places a hand on young Anakin's shoulder. "You foolish, stubborn boy. Of course I would have helped you. Do you really think I care more about the code than I do about you?" Young Anakin looks up, surprise on his face. "But the code says attachment is forbidden. The code is a guideline, not a prison sentence." Obi-Wan's voice is gentle. "Yes, attachment can lead to fear and jealousy and possessiveness, but it can also lead to compassion and selflessness and courage. I would never have asked you to simply stop loving her. We would have found a way forward together. But instead, you hid it from me, and in hiding it, You became vulnerable to manipulation. That's what he does. Vader gestures toward them. Palpatine, I mean. He finds your vulnerabilities and exploits them. He made me believe the Jedi didn't understand, that they would take Padme from me. He poisoned my mind against all of you until I saw enemies everywhere. Obi-Wan turns to face Vader fully, taking him in properly for the first time. The armor, the mask, the weight of dark side corruption hanging on him like chains. This is truly what you become. What my Padawan becomes if I fail him. Yes, and you didn't fail me, Master. Vader's voice cracks slightly on the title. I failed myself. I failed everyone who believed in me. But you need to listen now. The war, all of it, is Palpatine's orchestration. He's been playing both sides from the beginning. The clone army was commissioned by a Jedi Master who conveniently died before he could explain why. The Separatists are led by Count Dooku, who was once a Jedi. It's all theater to give Palpatine emergency powers and turn the galaxy against the Jedi. The pieces fall into place across Obi-Wan's face. The clone army's mysterious origins, Dooku's knowledge of Jedi tactics, the Chancellor's constantly expanding authority, Sifo Dyas. He was the one who commissioned the clones, and he died under mysterious circumstances. If Palpatine arranged that, then the entire army is compromised. Vader notes. The clones have inhibitor chips in their brains. When Palpatine gives the command Order 66, they will turn on their Jedi generals and execute them without question. Millions of trained soldiers suddenly becoming assassins. The Jedi won't stand a chance. Obi-Wan's face hardens. Then we must tell the Council immediately. We must expose Palpatine and remove the chips from the clones. We must. That's what I thought too. Young Anakin interrupts. But Vader's right. They won't believe us. We have no proof, just visions and the word of a Sith Lord from an alternate timeline. The Council already distrusts me. This will look like paranoia or worse, like I've been corrupted. Then we find proof. Obi-Wan's voice is firm. We investigate Palpatine covertly, gather evidence, and present an ironclad case. In the meantime, we keep Anakin away from him. No more private meetings. No more manipulation sessions. We isolate the Chancellor, not the Padawan. It won't be that simple. Vader's voice carries a note of warning. Palpatine has spent decades building his power base. He has allies in the Senate, control over the military, and contingency plans upon contingency plans. Even if you expose him, he'll have ways to strike back, and he's powerful in the dark side. Facing him directly will be dangerous. Then we'll be careful, and we'll be together. Obi-Wan looks between the two Anakins. That's what went wrong in your timeline, isn't it? Anakin faced his fears alone. But this time, he won't be alone. This time, we'll face whatever comes as a team. The way it should have been. Young Anakin feels something loosen in his chest. The weight that's been crushing him since the visions started lifts slightly. Master, I don't know what to say. Don't say anything. Just trust me. Trust that we'll find a way through this together. Obi-Wan's smile is sad but genuine. I failed you in the other timeline by not seeing how much you were struggling. I won't make that mistake again. Vader watches this exchange with something that might be longing. To have someone believe in him again. To not face everything alone. It's a dream he abandoned decades ago. But perhaps through this younger version of himself, he can still save what was lost. Master Kenobi, there's something else you need to know. The Vergence is becoming unstable. As if summoned by his words, the crystalline structure at the chamber's center begins to pulse faster, the light growing brighter. The walls start to shimmer, reality becoming fluid again. All three of them feel it, the barriers between times breaking down further. Suddenly, the chamber is filled with visions again, but not ones Vader is controlling. These come from the Vergence itself, showing them countless possible timelines. In one, young Anakin never left Tatooine. Qui-Gon Jinn died on Naboo and never found the boy. Years pass, and Anakin remains a slave under Watto. His Force potential never developed. The Clone Wars happen without the Chosen One's intervention. The Jedi still fall to Order 66, but Palpatine's empire is less secure without Vader as his enforcer. Rebel cells spring up quickly, and the galaxy descends into decades of guerrilla warfare. In another timeline, Anakin rejects the Jedi entirely after they refuse to train him. He becomes a pilot for hire, eventually reconnecting with Padme years later. They marry and have their children in obscurity on Naboo. Luke and Leia grow up far from the war, safe and loved by both parents. But without Anakin's power, the Republic loses the Clone Wars. The Separatists win, and the galaxy fractures into a dozen warring states. Billions die in the chaos that follows. A third timeline shows Anakin exposing and killing Palpatine early, during the Clone Wars. He's hailed as a hero, the Jedi's greatest warrior. But power corrupts absolutely. Without Palpatine to embody the dark side's temptation, Anakin becomes the threat. His fear of losing Padme grows into paranoia. He begins using Sith techniques to make himself stronger, to ensure no one can threaten what's his. Within a decade, he's a dictator worse than Palpatine ever was, ruling through fear and force power. Another timeline shows Padme dying anyway, not in childbirth but from an assassin's bullet meant for Anakin. His grief leads him to the dark side regardless of Palpatine's manipulation. He hunts down everyone involved in her death, then everyone who might have been involved, then anyone who reminds him of her. The Jedi Council tries to stop him and he cuts through them like paper. The timeline ends with Anakin alone on a mountain of corpses, having destroyed everything in his rage. Yet another shows the Jedi Order falling to a different threat. The Sith Eternal, Palpatine's cloning cult, rises earlier without needing to hide behind the Chancellor's facade. They assault Coruscant directly, overwhelming the Jedi through sheer numbers. Anakin fights valiantly but falls along with everyone else. The galaxy burns, and no new Republic ever rises to challenge the Sith. The visions keep coming, faster now, cascading over each other. A timeline where Anakin becomes a gray Jedi, walking between light and dark. A timeline where he dies young, killed by Dooku during the Clone Wars. A timeline where the Vergence never activated and everything proceeds exactly as it did in Vader's memories. A timeline where reality itself fractures. Multiple versions of events happening simultaneously until causality breaks down entirely. Through all of them, one constant emerges. There is no perfect solution. No choice that leads to unambiguous good. Every path has a cost. Every decision creates ripples that lead to both salvation and suffering. The three men stand in the center of this maelstrom of possibilities, watching futures birth and die around them. Young Anakin's voice is awed and terrified. How do I choose? How can anyone choose when every path leads to pain? You choose anyway. Vader's voice cuts through the chaos. That is the burden of free will. You cannot know all consequences. You cannot prevent all suffering. But you must choose who you want to be and accept the cost of that choice. Young Anakin turns to him. And what if I choose wrong? Then you'll have to live with it as I have. But at least you'll have chosen as yourself, not as Palpatine's puppet. That's worth something. The Vergence reaches a critical threshold. Energy begins arcing through the chamber, striking the walls and floor. The temperature drops precipitously, frost forming on the ancient stone. Obi-Wan grabs young Anakin's arm. We need to leave this place. It's becoming too unstable. But Vader steps forward instead of back, moving toward the heart of the maelstrom. No, I know what needs to be done now. I understand why the Force brought us together. Young Anakin feels dread coiling in his stomach. What are you going to do? What I should have done 23 years ago. Make the right choice. Vader raises both hands, channeling the Force through himself and into the Vergence. The dark side answers his call, decades of accumulated power flowing through his ruined body. But he's not using it to destroy. He's using it to stabilize, to anchor young Anakin's timeline and ensure the knowledge gained here remains permanent. The cost is immediately apparent. Vader's body begins to fade, becoming translucent. The Vergence is consuming him, using his life force to seal the temporal rift. Anakin, no! Obi-Wan shouts. There has to be another way. There is no other way. Vader's voice is growing fainter. The Vergence requires a sacrifice to stabilize the timelines. It will take my existence and use it to ensure young Anakin's future can be changed. Young Anakin rushes forward. You can't just die. There's still good in you. I can feel it. Maybe there is. Maybe there isn't. Vader's form flickers. But either way, this is my choice. My redemption. I couldn't save Padme. I couldn't save the Jedi. I couldn't save anyone. But I can save you. I can save the version of me that hasn't yet fallen. Let me do this one good thing. His gaze shifts to Obi-Wan. Master, take care of him. Don't make the mistakes I made. Don't let him face his darkness alone. Obi-Wan's eyes are wet. May the Force be with you, Anakin Skywalker. Always. Vader's smile is barely visible through his fading form. It already is. Young Anakin grabs his arm or tries to. His hand passes through the dissipating figure. Wait, tell me what to say to her. To Padme. When I see her, what do I tell her? Tell her I'm sorry. Vader's voice is barely a whisper now. Tell her I loved her. Tell her I always loved her, from the moment we met until the moment I ceased to be. And protect her. Not by controlling her fate or trying to prevent every danger. Protect her by trusting her strength, her wisdom, her choices. She doesn't need saving. She needs a partner who believes in her. Young Anakin nods, tears streaming down his face. I will, I promise. And young Anakin, one more thing, yes? Remember that the dark side is seductive because it offers easy answers. It promises power over death, control over fate, strength to overcome any obstacle. But those are lies. The only real power is choosing who you are in the face of fear. Choose love over control. Choose trust over paranoia. Choose hope over hate. If you can do that, you'll be the Jedi I never was. With those final words, Vader vanishes completely. The Force Vergence collapses in on itself with a sound like reality tearing. The crystal at the chamber's center shatters into 1,000 pieces. The temporal energies discharge in one massive pulse that throws both Obi-Wan and young Anakin to the floor. When the light fades and the chamber falls still, they're alone. For a long moment, neither moves. They lie on the cold stone, breathing hard, trying to process everything that just happened. Finally, Obi-Wan sits up and looks over at his Padawan. Are you all right? Young Anakin pushes himself to his knees. I don't know. I feel like I've lived an entire lifetime in the last hour. I've seen things no one should see, but I'm still here, still me, still able to choose differently. That's what matters. Obi-Wan stands and offers his hand. Young Anakin takes it, and his master pulls him to his feet. What do we do now? Now we return to Coruscant. We make our plans carefully, and we save the galaxy the right way. Together. Young Anakin nods. But first I need to tell you everything. About Padme, about my visions, about all the fear I've been carrying alone. Obi-Wan places a hand on his shoulder. And I will listen, all of it without judgment. That's what masters are for, to help their Padawans carry burdens too heavy for one person. They make their way back through the Sith temple, its corridors feeling less oppressive now. The weight of the dark side still presses down, but it doesn't feel as overwhelming. Perhaps because young Anakin is no, Master, you didn't fail me. I failed myself. I should have trusted you. No. Obi-Wan's voice is firm. A Padawan's growth is a master's responsibility. If you couldn't trust me, that's on me for not creating an environment where you felt safe being vulnerable. But we can do better now. We will do better. They begin making plans. Careful, methodical plans. First, they'll ensure Padme's safety by assigning her additional security under the guise of protecting a key senator. Second, they'll begin covert investigations into Palpatine, looking for any evidence of Sith connection. Third, they'll quietly alert certain members of the Council, Master Yoda and Master Windu specifically, about their concerns without revealing the full truth yet. Most importantly, they'll work on Anakin's training in resisting mental manipulation. If Palpatine is as skilled as Vader claimed, they'll need every defense available. Master Yoda is brought into their confidence first. The ancient Jedi Master listens to their story with closed eyes, his expression unreadable. When they finish, he's silent for so long that they wonder if he's fallen asleep. Felt something I have. A disturbance in the Force, powerful it was. But clear the vision was not. His eyes open, ancient and knowing. Trust you I do, young Skywalker. And trust your master's judgment, I do more. Investigate we must. Carefully we must. Over the following weeks, young Anakin notices changes in himself. The visions of Padme dying don't stop, but they no longer control him. He's learned to face them without panicking, to examine them for information rather than reacting with fear. He tells Padme about them and she helps him prepare. They make plans for the pregnancy, consulting the best medical droids and healers in the Republic. They establish contingencies. Most importantly, they face it together. Palpatine notices the change immediately. His attempts to get Anakin alone, to have their private conversations, are constantly thwarted. Obi-Wan always seems to be nearby, or another council member. Or Padme. The Chancellor's warm, grandfatherly facade never cracks. But Anakin can see the calculation behind his eyes now that he knows to look for it. Meanwhile, the investigation proceeds. Master Windu uses his position to quietly audit Palpatine's emergency powers and financial records. Anomalies appear. Connections to shell corporations. Communications with known separatist sympathizers. Nothing conclusive enough to act on, but troubling. Master Yoda reaches out through the Force, sensing the darkness around the Chancellor's office. It's subtle, expertly hidden, but it's there. And young Anakin, using techniques Vader showed him in the Vergence, begins to notice patterns. The way Palpatine steers conversations, the way he isolates his targets, the way he always seems to know just what to say to make someone doubt their convictions. The turning point comes during the rescue of Palpatine from General Grievous. The whole scenario plays out much as it did in Vader's timeline, up to the confrontation with Count Dooku on the Invisible Hand. But this time, when Palpatine orders Anakin to execute the helpless Sith Lord, the young Jedi refuses. No, he's a prisoner now, not a threat. We'll take him back to stand trial. Dooku looks up in surprise. The Jedi before him isn't following the script. Palpatine's face shows displeasure for just a moment before the mask returns. But it's enough. Anakin sees it, that flash of irritation. Obi-Wan sees it too, arriving just in time. They exchange glances, confirmation passing between them. The Chancellor tries to recover. Of course, Anakin. How wise of you. The Jedi way is mercy after all. But the damage is done. Later in the Jedi Council chambers, Dooku is interrogated. Weakened and facing execution regardless, the Count has little reason to protect his master. He confirms what they suspected. Darth Sidious is real. The Clone Wars are orchestrated. And while Dooku doesn't know Sidious's true identity, he provides enough details about their meetings and communications for the Jedi to narrow down possibilities. The list of people who could have had access to all the information Sidious demonstrated is very short. And Palpatine is on it. The Council meets in secret session. Master Windu presents the evidence. Financial records, suspicious communications, Dooku's testimony, the patterns of manipulation young Anakin identified, Yoda's Force visions. It's still circumstantial, not enough for a public accusation. But it's enough for the Jedi to act. A plan is formed. They will confront Palpatine directly, in his office, with enough masters to overwhelm him if he proves to be Sidious. If he's innocent, they'll apologize and blame paranoia brought on by the war. If he's guilty, they'll arrest him and bring him before the Senate to face justice. It's risky, but necessary. The galaxy can't continue under a Sith Lord's control. Young Anakin insists on being part of the confrontation. Obi-Wan initially refuses, wanting to keep his Padawan far from danger. But Anakin argues that if Palpatine is Sidious, he's been grooming Anakin specifically. The Chancellor might let his guard down around him, might reveal himself when he wouldn't otherwise. Reluctantly, Obi-Wan agrees. The Council assembles. Master Windu, Master Yoda, Master Fisto, Master Teen, and young Anakin, representing the generation that will inherit whatever galaxy they create today. They enter Palpatine's office without announcement, the Chancellor's secretary too surprised to stop them. Palpatine looks up from his desk, genuine surprise on his face. Master Windu, Master Yoda, to what do I owe this unexpected visit? Chancellor Palpatine, we have evidence suggesting you may be operating under a false identity. Windu's voice is formal, controlled. We need you to answer some questions about your connection to the Separatist leadership. Palpatine's expression shifts through confusion to concern. Gentlemen, surely you're not suggesting that I, the leader of the Republic, am somehow aiding our enemies? I understand the stress of war can lead to paranoia, but this is quite serious. We have testimony from Count Dooku identifying a Sith Lord named Darth Sidious as the mastermind behind the war. The details he provided strongly suggest someone in your position and with your access. Palpatine rises slowly from his desk. His face shows hurt and betrayal. Anakin, surely you don't believe these accusations? After all we've been through together? After all I've done to support you? Young Anakin meets his eyes steadily, remembering Vader's warnings. I believe in the truth, Chancellor. If you're innocent, you'll be able to prove it. If you're guilty, then the Jedi will have committed treason. Palpatine's voice hardens, accusing the Supreme Chancellor of being a Sith Lord based on a prisoner's testimony and circumstantial evidence. The Senate will not look kindly on this. The Senate will want the truth. Yoda's voice is calm. If innocent you are, cooperate you will. If guilty, then the mask finally drops. Palpatine's expression shifts, the grandfatherly warmth evaporating like morning mist. His voice when he speaks again is different. Colder, more powerful, guilty. What an interesting word. I am guilty of being smarter than you, more powerful than you, more capable of ruling this failing galaxy than you Jedi ever were. His hand shoots out and Force lightning erupts from his fingertips. The Masters react instantly, lightsabers igniting to deflect the assault. But Palpatine is stronger than any of them expected. His lightning doesn't just flow, it explodes through the room like a storm. Master Teen takes the full force of it and falls, his body seizing. Master Fisto leaps forward, his lightsaber flashing, but Palpatine moves with inhuman speed. His own crimson blade appears in his hand, and suddenly the office is a whirlwind of combat. Palpatine's form is incredible, flowing between the ancient styles of lightsaber combat with perfect mastery. He parries Fisto's strikes while simultaneously maintaining his lightning barrage against Windu and Yoda. Young Anakin ignites his lightsaber, the red blade drawing surprised looks from the Masters. There's no time to explain. He joins the battle, his blade meeting Palpatine's in a shower of sparks. I'm disappointed in you, my boy. Palpatine's voice is mocking even as he fights 4 Jedi at once. I had such plans for you. We could have ruled the galaxy together. Instead, you'll die with these fools. Never. Anakin presses his attack, using every technique Vader showed him. He knows Palpatine's style now, knows the Sith Lord's preferences and patterns. He's not trying to beat him, just hold him in place. Let the Masters find an opening. Windu sees it first. While Palpatine is occupied with Anakin and Fisto, the Jedi Master strikes from an unexpected angle. His blade shears through Palpatine's hand, sending the Sith's lightsaber flying. The lightning stops as Palpatine screams. Yoda immediately binds him with the Force, layers of invisible pressure wrapping around the Sith Lord like chains. Palpatine struggles, his face contorting with rage. This isn't over! I have contingencies. Order 66 will still activate. The clones will still betray you. Your order will still fall. But Windu is already on his communicator. Emergency override Alpha 3. All clone units return to Coruscant immediately. Command authority transferred to the Jedi Council until further notice. We've already reprogrammed the command structure. Your Order 66 won't work. Young Anakin steps forward, his red blade still ignited. You lose, Sidious. The galaxy is free of your manipulation. Palpatine's laugh is bitter. Free. The galaxy will never be free. I created order from chaos. Without me, the Republic will tear itself apart. You've won the battle, but not the war. Perhaps. Yoda's voice is sad. But try we must. The news? But slowly order is restored. Not the iron-fisted order Palpatine envisioned, but something more organic. A new Republic emerges, one that's learned hard lessons about emergency powers and unchecked authority. The Jedi Order undergoes reforms as well. The Council acknowledges they'd become too rigid, too disconnected from the concerns of ordinary beings. They begin allowing more flexibility in the code, recognizing that absolute prohibition of attachment may have done more harm than good. Young Anakin becomes a voice for change, advocating for a more balanced approach. And then, months after Palpatine's defeat, Padme goes into labor. Anakin is there, holding her hand as the medical droids work. He feels fear, yes. The visions still haunt him. But he doesn't let the fear control him. He trusts the healers. He trusts the Force. He trusts Padme's strength. And when Luke and Leia are born, healthy and squalling, he weeps with relief and joy. Padme, exhausted but smiling, looks up at him. Are you all right? Better than all right. He kisses her forehead gently. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. Obi-Wan visits them in the medical center, bringing gifts and congratulations. He looks at the twins and shakes his head in wonder. They're beautiful, strong in the Force, both of them. They'll be fine Jedi someday if they choose that path, or they'll be something else entirely. Anakin holds his daughter, marveling at how small and perfect she is. Whatever they choose, they'll have the freedom to choose it. That's what we fought for. That night, alone in his quarters, Anakin meditates. He reaches out through the Force, searching for any trace of Vader. Some sign that his future self found peace in his sacrifice. He finds nothing concrete, just a warmth in the Force, a sense of approval, of contentment finally achieved. He chooses to believe it's Vader, no longer tormented, finally at rest. Thank you, Anakin whispers into the darkness, for showing me what I could become and giving me the chance to be better. Years pass. The galaxy heals slowly from the wounds of war. The new Republic is imperfect, still struggling with corruption and injustice, but it's better than what came before. The Jedi Order adapts, becoming more integrated with the people they serve rather than standing apart. Young Anakin, no longer so young, becomes a master. He takes Padawans of his own and teaches them about balance, about facing fear without letting it control you, about choosing hope even when darkness seems overwhelming. He tells them about choices and consequences, though he never reveals the full story of the Vergence on Malachor. Luke and Leia grow up on Coruscant, raised by both parents in a galaxy that, while flawed, is free. They're powerful in the Force, but their father teaches them that power is worthless without wisdom, strength meaningless without compassion. They learn both the Jedi way and the importance of staying connected to their emotions, to their humanity. Padme continues her work in the Senate, fighting for the ideals she's always believed in: democracy, justice, peace through dialogue rather than force. She and Anakin work together to make the galaxy better, partners in every sense. On quiet nights, when Anakin looks up at the stars, he sometimes thinks about the man he might have become. the monster in black armor consumed by hate and regret. He thinks about Vader's sacrifice, the choice to be destroyed so that another version of himself might have a chance at happiness. It's a debt he can never repay, but he tries every day to honor it, by being the Jedi Vader never was, by being the husband, the father, the friend that Vader couldn't be, by choosing light over darkness again and again in 1,000 small moments. On Tatooine, an old moisture farmer watches the twin suns set. She's force-sensitive, though she never trained, and sometimes she has strange dreams. Tonight she dreams of two men, the same but different, reaching across time to save each other. She dreams of darkness averted and light preserved. She dreams of the Force in balance, if only for a precious few moments. She wakes and goes about her work, dismissing it as heat-induced visions. But somewhere in the cosmic weave of the Force, a presence smiles. Darth Vader is no more. Anakin Skywalker lives, truly lives, for the first time in either timeline. The choice was made. The sacrifice was accepted. The future was changed. And though the galaxy will always face darkness, will always struggle against the pull toward tyranny and hate, this time the light endured. This time hope survived. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.